So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that mozzarella, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, that dough, that green, them greenbacks. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time, energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. We are on our way to the top, well over 30,000 subscribers, on our way to 40K. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new investors, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Listen, man, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. And if you merge into this lane, we gonna crash out, guaranteed. Big salute to everybody that's tapped in, you know what I mean? Do me a favor, man. Wipe your feet off before you walk into the big house. Always wipe off your feet, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time Grown Man Business TV goes live. The realest on YouTube, pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. All right, big salute to the chat. Now, you already know, man. You see the thumbnail. You see the title. Anthony Edwards pays his child support in full up front. You know what I'm saying? That has the internet in a frenzy. It has the internet in a frenzy, and we're gonna have a conversation today on this beautiful Friday. You understand what I'm saying? This is Grown Man Business TV, the realest on YouTube. So before we get into this, you know, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna do some customizations to the chat as I always do. When we deliver these messages, you know, they want to muffle. They want to suppress. They want to suffocate the message, and we're not gonna allow that. All right, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're in tune with the channel, the realest on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Bam, you see that right there at the bottom of the chat. Before you get in there with your Twitter fingers and all that, twittering and commenting with your Twitter fingers and all that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 40K. And listen, man, if you don't, that's all right. No problem. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth and open your ears. Close your mouth and open your ears for this pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. Big salute to the chat. Big wrenches, MJ, I see you in here. I see you in here. Big wrenches in the chat. We're going to have a conversation. You already know, man. We having our way with the algorithm. We not going to stop. This is Grown Man Business TV. So, if you have been under a rock, if you don't know what's going on, let me give you some context on what I'm talking about before we get into the meat and potatoes of this situation, before we really break down what's going on, right? Anthony Edwards, he's a NBA superstar, you know, a sensation, a generational talent. Anthony Edwards. I love watching him play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He just got, you know, a big, you know, big contract. You know, he's a big dog in the NBA, couple of $100 million in type of dude in the NBA. And as usual, he's a young man. He is having his way with these women, and he has multiple baby mamas. He has, you know, a couple of babies already, got a son and a daughter, and he has a third child, right? Now, this third child is very significant and is the reason why we're going to have this conversation. He has a third child. You know, things go left, and as usual, right? He is being extorted. You know, this man is being extorted by the mother of his child. And child support, you know, the games that are played when it comes to child support, the games that are played when it comes to this high level extortion going down in America, right? The young lady has the baby in California because she's trying to get more child support. He goes against that in court. They agree. They deny her claims. They make it so that the child support is in Georgia, which will be a lower amount. And, you know, instead of him paying 18 years of child support every year, he draws out a beautiful contract with his lawyer and he pays the money up front. Now, I thought that this would be a win. I thought that women would be excited, they would be happy, they would be rejoicing. You know how most women are, not all women, but most women, they are happy to see a young lady come up off the demise of a black man. You know what I'm saying? They get some type of thrill of seeing a woman use her body to extract and extort money out of a rich man. They just love it, right? But the total opposite happened, to where women are upset for the most part on how this went down. Women are not really feeling the fact that he was able to pay his way out of that situation. And I wasn't really going to speak on this because it's very triggering for me. I won't get into that, but the downloads are downloading, and not only are the downloads downloading, my DMs are full. GMB TV, what's your perspective on this? Yo, we need a grown man business, thought process on what's going down with Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Speak on this situation, please. I allowed the downloads to download, and here we are. Here we are. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I gotta give you pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. Lastly, you already know I keep the receipts here at Grown Man Business TV. I keep the receipts. And before we get into these receipts, before we break down, the real meat and potatoes of the situation, I gotta say big salute to Anthony Edwards. Big salute to that young man. That was a power move. I think that right there is going to change the way a lot of men handle and go through with this whole child support extortion ring. It's an extortion ring. And I'm a really give the women and the young men and whoever falls under my voice when it comes to this channel some game on what's going on with that. I hear a lot of people talking about it. I hear a lot of men speaking in their feelings when it comes to child support. It's triggering to a lot of men. You just wouldn't believe how many men have been extorted, how many men have been taken advantage of, in this situation, right? So when you listen to a lot of these podcasters, when you listen to a lot of these men speak on this situation, they begin to exude feelings. They begin to become triggered, and it becomes a personal attack. It becomes a personal situation. And the last thing I'm going to do with this situation is make it personal. I'm just going to really give you some game, and it's nothing personal. It's all business. It's all grown man business. It's pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. So I'm not going to draw this out. That's not going to be a long live stream. Again, salute to Anthony Edwards, man. It's time, men are starting to speak out about these things. Men are beginning to become fearless and beginning to speak out on, the mistreatment, bro, the extortion. And for a long time, our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers, they just went through with it. They just said, you know what it is, what it is. They worked their life away. They died. They died with a bunch of resentment. They died with a bunch of regrets because they didn't have the outlets. They didn't have the technology. They didn't have the wherewithal and the gumption and the fearlessness to speak out against the things that were attacking them, the things that were tearing them down. So my generation, all we got to hear was, your dad is a deadbeat. Your dad didn't want you. All these different things that we were hearing from our mothers. And it's my generation. It's the 80s babies. It's the men that were born in the 80s that have a chance. And we are in a position where we grew up listening to our mothers tell their side of the story. We have grown up to now be able to speak to our fathers and get his side of the story. And then when we go ahead and we measure the two, we can decipher the bullshit that was fed to us for that first 18 years of our life. And we have the platforms and we have the technology to actually speak out on the situation. And that is what's happening. It's no attack against women. It's no attack against mothers. It's none of that. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And for a long time, we have always heard about deadbeat dads. We have always heard about, terrible fathers, no fathers in the home, deadbeat dads. But we have yet to ever really have the conversation about deadbeat mothers. We have never talked fully about women, doing all type of elite. Listen what I'm telling you. Any and everything to have a baby to lock themselves in to 18 years of child support. We have never, we never talk about that side of it. And this situation with this young lady is going to be the callus and the foundation of that conversation. So again, I got to give a salute to Anthony Edwards for not only doing what he did, but doing it in public. Doing it in public, not making it something that was done behind closed doors and we don't get to, making an example of these type of women. And if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. But because Anthony Edwards could have easily made this something that had to stay behind closed doors, he could have easily made everybody sign NDAs and made everybody be quiet and hush hush, give up the money and we never know. But when you do it behind closed doors, it's not effective. It's not something that can be used as a tool to have forward progress in this situation. It's nothing wrong with child support. Nothing wrong with that. But it's a lot wrong with the system. It's a lot wrong with the basis. So we're going to have a conversation today. Big salute to the chat. I don't expect these videos to do a lot of numbers, so we're not going to stay long, but we are going to talk about this particular situation, and it's nasty work. And again, I'm thankful to have a platform reaching 40,000 subscribers. I'm thankful to have over 5 million views on this platform organically. I understand the power of my voice, so I have to deliver these messages very strategically, especially when it comes to women. Because when a grown man, when a real man is speaking about women, it's easily taken out of context and it's easily taken, as a threat or an attack or, belittling or whatever. And, you got to understand something. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth, and it has to be said. There was never any sugarcoating when they were calling or when women speak about deadbeat dads. They never say, we don't want to hurt their feelings or we don't want to tear them down. They just call them deadbeat dads. When a man is broke, when a man money ain't up, when he is financially disabled, right? Women don't take it easy on men and say, you know what? He doesn't have money right now, but I want to be easy and I want to help him because maybe he could become a king. Y'all just call these men broke. Y'all call them deadbeats. So it has to be the same energy when it comes to these type of women. It has to be the same energy. All right. So big salute to the chat. Hit the like button. We're really gonna dig into this. We're really gonna dig into this, and it's beautiful work. Beautiful work. All right. So big salute to the chat. Hit that like button, man. Well over 100 people in the chat. Run them likes up.
Star Anthony Edwards told the judge that he wanted to pay 18 years of child support up front because he didn't want to have nothing to do with his baby mama or their child. This is 38-year-old Aisha Howard, a brand ambassador who gave birth to a daughter named Aubrey in October of 2024. And this is Anthony Edwards. He plays ball for the Minnesota Wolves. And apparently and allegedly, he got 3 different women pregnant last year. He met Aisha in Georgia, and after he got her pregnant, she sent him a text message letting him know that he was going to be a father. Anthony immediately told her to have an abortion, and she said she didn't want to do it because she had just had an abortion 2 years ago, and she regretted it. So he told her that child gonna be fatherless, and then he blocked her on every social media platform to let her know he was serious. He did not want a child with her. So she went through the entire pregnancy alone, and right before she gave birth, she moved to California and had the baby named Aubrey in a California hospital. As soon as she gave birth, she filed a paternity lawsuit in California asking for Anthony to be added to the birth certificate and for him to reimburse her for all of the costs associated with her pregnancy and to establish child support to support her and the child for the duration of the child's childhood. After they took a DNA test and Anthony was the father, he said, "That's okay, I'm the father, but I don't want visitation rights or custody. She can have her." The only thing Anthony asked for was for child support to be determined in Georgia because he believed Aisha moved to California so that she can get a bigger child support payment out of him. So he filed a separate paternity lawsuit in Georgia and waited. And lo and behold, the California judge agreed with Anthony and determined that the Georgia judge will preside over the child support case. And then rumors began circulating that Anthony asked to pay the entire 18 years of child support up front because he don't want to have nothing to do with Aisha. Even though there's absolutely no evidence that he really said that, people are angry and saying, dang, he must seriously hate her and that child. People are debating what happened to Aisha, where she couldn't lock down this YN like Drea did. What do you think of this crazy situation? Leave a comment to let me know.
Now I want to say this, and we're gonna put a condom on, youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards went crazy. 3 women pregnant in the same year is outrageous. But at the same time, right, on that level, it's different. You got a couple $100 million, $300-400 million. These women will bend, break, and fold. These women will, play their part. So having 3 babies at the same time on his level is not as diabolical as you think, right? And I just wanted to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, this what I want to start with this, right? Honesty. The word honesty, right? When I was growing up, you would always hear women say, just be honest. Just be honest with me. I don't like niggas because niggas be lying. Just be honest. Just tell the truth, and I can respect that, and I can respect you, right? And I grew up hearing that, so I believed it. As a youngster, I always believed, just be honest, right? And everything will kind of work itself out because that's what women always told us. I always heard that, right? And the one thing I realized with age and wisdom is that a man might lie to you about a lot of things, right? He might lie to you about being monogamous. He might lie to you about his finance. He might lie to you about a lot of things. But 2 things men do not lie about. 2 things men are very honest about is if we see you as a wife or if we see you as a mother. If we see you as a wife or we see you as a mother, those are the 2 things we are absolutely going to be honest about. You understand what I'm saying? And, Anthony Edwards, like a million other men, let me, will tell you flat out, shorty, I don't see you as no mother. You are not a mother. You are not a wife. I don't want no kids with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's as honest as it gets. When a man tells you he does not want children with you, that is as honest as it gets. You understand? And we, again, just be honest with us. Just tell us what you want and just be honest and we'll respect that. And then a man will tell you, shorty, I don't want no kid. A man is not going to lie about if you are a good mother, and he's not going to lie about if you are a wife. So, a lot of people say, well, don't have sex unless you are married, or don't do this because, no. You got to understand something. Sex has nothing to do with a baby. And I think women get that confused. Yes, sex is how you make a baby. Sex is how you conceive a baby. Sex is how your sperm and the egg meet. That's it. That's how you conceive the sex. But you need 9 months to make a baby. In those 9 months is a decision that you make. And then when you make that decision to go through with a 9-month process to create a baby with a man that told you, I don't want children with you. You are not a mother. That is another level of stupidity. And that is another level of extortion. And I just wanted to put that out there before I really go back into what's going on directly with Anthony Edwards. One thing I teach my daughters, hey, listen, I know you are a female and in due time, you are going to have sexual intercourse. And you're not always going to have sexual intercourse to get married or to have children. It is going to be for pleasure. It is going to be for pleasure. And if a man ever tells you, yo, shorty, I don't want no babies with you, do not have that man's child. You got to understand, it's a reason why there are options and more options for women than men. All we have is the option of a condom. Women have a condom, they have a Plan B pill, they have abortion, they have multiple different options. All right? So never, ever, and this is to the women, this is to young girls out there. You and that man have sex consensual. Y'all both agree to have sex. Y'all are not, because you agreed to have sex does not mean you agree to have a baby. That is not, we having sex does not mean we have agreed to have a baby. If a man puts a condom on and the condom breaks or the condom has a hole in it or something happens, that doesn't mean we have now created a baby in a 18-year bond. And again, pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. Women are lying to these young girls. Well, if he shouldn't have had sex with you if he didn't want to make a baby. Those things do not, that's false information. All right. Now, the real, problem that I'm seeing with this situation is, why are we acting like this young lady did not have a baby for money? Now, this is where it gets sticky at. The extortion racket, the extortion ring. Men have ego, right? We are ego driven. Women are prideful. And the reason why women don't like being told the truth is because pride and shame are opposite. There's yin and yang. The opposite of being prideful is being shameful. So when you tell women exactly what it is, when you tell them the truth, a lot of the time it brings shame to them. So a lot of women are gonna say, oh no, he shouldn't have. No, shorty had the baby for money. She had the baby because this man is rich, and she automatically knew that she could get a child support check of substantial amount, and she went to Cali. This is all, and what that's what I don't like about this situation. And I want to be very honest. This doesn't just apply to basketball players. This is levels to it for sure. But this analogy and this extortion attempt is played on all different levels of men. I'm talking all the way down to construction workers, truck drivers, government officials. If you are a good man that works a good job, and you are a man that is known for going to work, a woman will trap you in because she knows that a check will be delivered monthly for the rest of that child's life, and that's a source of income. So I don't want you to think that this play is only being ran on basketball players or NBA stars and all of that. NFL and athletes and rappers. This tactic is being used on all different type of men. In the analogy, in the motivation behind it is extortion. I am going to get a check from this man for 18 years of this kid's life, and that will be added to my stream of revenue. All right. So the fact that women are acting as if this lady did not have a baby for money is diabolical, is nasty work. She had the baby for money with the man that told her, I don't want children with you. I don't want children with you, shorty. Hey, look. We had sex, right? We had a good time together. That don't make you a good mother. That don't make you a wife. So that's where the miscommunication and that's where the screw up is coming in at, because these women already know they ain't good mothers. These women ain't mothers. These women ain't homemakers. These women ain't go-getters. These are opportunists. And then you bring a whole baby in the world, a whole child into the world, knowing this man didn't want. It's something that got to be spoken about, man. And it's disgusting work. I got 2 daughters. One thing I preach to them: listen. You don't listen. If the man look you, I don't give a fuck how it go down. If the man look you in the eye and tell you he don't want no child, you got options. Get out of there. Get out of there. Now, let's go deeper into that aspect of it, right? Because I know for a fact that women don't understand this part of the game until they get in it, until they trap themselves and lock themselves into that baby. And this is another reason why what Anthony Edwards did is so beautiful. Because once you have the baby is mama's babies, papa's maybes. The baby is with the mother. The baby is going to live with you. You know, if you want to go out the country, you're going to have to find a baby. Your life is going to change as a woman when you have a baby. It is not 50-50. It is not an equal yoke thing. You understand that, you got to breastfeed the baby. You got to be there to nurture that baby as a child. The baby wants his mother. Like, you have to now call your mother or call a babysitter or figure out how. You have to now go into new relationships with a baby attached to you. And then these same women that plot and scheme and have these babies so that they can get a child support check, the whole 18 years they complaining. Oh, you don't do nothing. Oh, I got to do. Oh, I'm stressed out. Well, this is what you signed up for. It's a lot that come with being a mother. It's more than financial gain. It's more than you getting money. It's so much more that comes with being a mother. And then when you get into the bed that you made with this baby, that you had with a man that told you he didn't want no babies with you, now you're the victim. Now it's, oh, he's a deadbeat. No, you're a deadbeat mother. That baby actually deserves a mother that would have that child with the man she was actually with. That baby deserves a mother that has enough wherewithal and enough intelligence not to have a baby with the man that does not want to be with her or the baby. Respectfully, you got to look past this whole deadbeat dad narrative. You think that Anthony Edwards let me tell you something, right? It ain't and this is for my young men. This is for my young men out there that get trapped by these women, that get locked in by these women, right? It's not a woman out there that can call you a deadbeat father. It's not a woman on earth that can tell you you ain't shit as a father. The first sign will come from your actual children. So always keep it in mind. It don't matter if you got a bitter baby mama and she call you that shit. In due time, I understood these things. Those words don't matter. What do your children say about you? And Anthony Edwards has 3 children. 2 out of that 3 is going to say, man, my dad is a great father. He paid, I love my dad. And it's going to be one child out of 3 that's going to say maybe they don't like what happened with their father. That's great numbers right there. 2 out of 3 is great. It's a great statistic. You are an amazing father. That one child in due time is going to look past the father and double back on their own mother. That's how it works. Those 18 years this young lady is going to be able to manipulate that little girl for the first 18 to 20 years. In due time, that little girl is going to double back and start looking at her mother and saying, damn. In due time, that child is going to be able to see the real problem. In due time, the truth will prevail. And to all my young men out there that's young in these situations, that's going through the ups and downs and the stress that come with it, I'm here to tell you as a grown man, as a veteran, right? Don't stress over it. Just understand and be a great father. Be the best man you can be, because the things that you are doing that you don't think anybody is recognizing, you don't think you're getting appreciated, you're underappreciated, you're being called a deadbeat, you're being torn down, right? Everything that you're doing that's good will turn around and benefit you in later years. That same child is going to turn around and come to you. And you're going to be able to have a real conversation with that child. And it's going to be a deep situation. So, big salute to the chat, man. This, again, these are extortion tactics. With the actual baby, I believe, listen what I'm telling you. I believe it should be criminal repercussions that come behind these type of situations. If me and you have sex, we have only fertilized an embryo. We have not made a baby, and that is why there are options. So when you tell me, yo, GMB TV, I'm pregnant, and I say, I don't want no kids with you, shorty. We ain't together. We was never in an official relationship. You are not my wife. You are not a good mother. I don't want you to have my baby. And you go and you have that baby anyway. That means it's your body, it's your choice. But guess what? What we have seen with Anthony Edwards is men have a choice too. A man can choose to opt out and don't want nothing to do with the baby or the mother. And what I'm here to tell you is, listen, youngsters, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. You understand? And if you young men start moving in this manner, it's definitely going to make a lot of women double back and think twice about extortion. Now, before we move forward, I want to give y'all an example of extortion, right? Because I think a lot of people and a lot of women, they really think that, or they have convinced themselves that we are just men that don't want to be fathers, and men that don't want to be involved, and nobody's extorting you, and wear a condom, because if you are a man, then you should wear a condom. See, women have actually convinced themselves, and I'm gonna tell you something. If you let a woman tell a lie long enough, she will believe the actual lie. Yeah, run them likes up. Get them likes up. So women have told this lie to themselves so much that they actually believe it. So I want to give y'all an example. Champagne Poppy, BBL Drizzy. Salute to Drake, BBL Drizzy. A few years ago had a situation where Drake had sex with a stripper or Instagram model, right? And Drake used a condom, right? He used a condom. He used protection, right? And when Drake got finished, right, he went in the bathroom, he took the condom off, he put hot sauce in the condom, clear hot sauce, and then he threw the condom in the trash can. And then he came back into the room and he laid down and he acted like he went to sleep. Now, guess what this young lady did? Do y'all remember this? We're going to talk. Guess what this young lady did? This young lady went into the bathroom, got the condom, took a turkey baster, got the sperm out of the condom, and put it into her vagina. Not understanding and not knowing that Drake had put hot sauce in the condom. Now all of a sudden you hear a whole bunch of oh my God. Now that wolf pussy is on fire. That little wolf pussy is burning. And she running all over the hotel room, and she done put so much of that cum and hot sauce into that little wolf pussy that she had to go to the hospital. Now that don't even take the cake, right? The icing on the cake is that women were mad at Drake for putting the hot sauce in the condom. Let me repeat that. Women were online on social media and they were mad at Drake for putting the hot sauce in the condom. Do you understand? I wanted to give y'all this example for the women that are listening. So y'all don't just think that us men are making this up. We are bitter baby daddies and we are deadbeats that are trying to, no. This young lady went into the bathroom with a turkey baster that she had in one of her purse, and she had a turkey baster in her goddamn purse. She fished out the condom, took the turkey baster, put the cum in that wolf pussy, and it was mixed with hot sauce. And women were more mad at Drake for why would you put hot sauce in the condom, Drake? Why would you do that? Because I know that it's an extortion ring. I know that this very woman will do whatever she can do to have a baby and extort me for 18 years. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I want y'all to understand the levels of this extortion. Levels. And I would suggest all men, all youngsters out, especially you youngsters like Anthony Edwards, keep you a bottle of that clear hot sauce in your back, in your satchel bag. You know, you dudes got man purses and you got all these different little purses that y'all wear. You need to keep you a small bottle of that liquid clear hot sauce. Yeah. So again, we gotta stop. And again, you need to know something. I let the downloads download. Run them likes up to 100 and stop playing in here. Hit that like button. I let the downloads download. You understand? And I understood that this is not something I'm going to speak from a personal experience. This has nothing to do with me, even though I know exactly how it feels to be extorted. I know exactly how it feels for somebody to play on your emotions, play on your kindness, and manipulate a situation for a check, homie. So this is not personal. This is Anthony Edwards. Drake had to put hot sauce in the condom to stop one of these women right here from extorting them for 18 years. So women, I need y'all to hear that so y'all don't sit back and say, oh, GMB. No. Nasty work. Yo, that is something that is not spoken about enough. That is something that got swept under the rug and nobody even talks about that. Y'all don't remember the young lady putting that hot sauce and cum all up in that wolf pussy? Y'all don't remember the women out there mad at Drake? I remember. I thought it was, I couldn't believe it. Oh, Drake, why would you do that? Why would you put hot sauce in the condom? That was so wrong. But nobody was saying, well, why would that young lady, why would she take, bruh, bruh. Big salute to the chat. Run them likes up, man. Let me get 100 likes in here. You know, I don't expect this live to do the most numbers because when I give y'all this game, they're going to muffle the message. So big salute to everybody that's going to double back and go through this live. The analytics say a lot of people double back. You know, we having our way right now. Big salute to the chat, man. Run them likes up. I want to get an earful of the young lady that is actually in this situation with Anthony Edwards, and then we're going to talk more about that, and we're going to dissect what she's saying. We're going to dissect what she's saying, but we are in a time of exposure. 2025 is the year of exposure, and it's only going to get worse. 2026, 2027, 2028. It's only going to become more intense. And we've gone through 50 to 75 years of deadbeat dad talk. Deadbeat daddies. Your deadbeat daddies. Everybody's a deadbeat daddy. Until you grow up and you really talk to your dad and you realize, oh nah, your mama wasn't all the way right. Until you realize, like, you know, it's so many levels to this. Think about this. How many women that gets child support put that money away and give it to the child when the child is 18? How many children that don't have a father in the house but get child support, when they turn 18, they got a $40,000 check, a $25,000 check, a $50,000 check? Most children that receive child support never even benefit off the child support. Because your mama was in the bathroom with a turkey baster, stealing sperm out the condom, shoving it in that wolf pussy. That's why. Your mama laid down with a man that told her, hey, shorty, you was good for the night, but not for life. You ain't a mother or a wife. You was good for the night, not for life. You ain't a mother. That was a bar right there. You was good for tonight, not for life. You ain't a mother or a wife. And she still went and had to, she went and, big salute to the chat, man. Run them likes up. I need 100 likes in here. The downloads are downloading. It's nasty work, babe. Big salute to the chat. Run them likes up.
So guys, I have been purposely staying off the internet. Reason being is because I don't want to come out of character from the things that are being written and commented, the lies that are being made up. And I know that if I put myself in position to respond, I'm then putting myself in position to defend my daughter and defending her of what has been written. There's no nice way to do it because people have been so ignorant and so cold-hearted towards a child. And funny enough, I don't know if it's been a year or two, but
I want to stop right there, right? Because we're gonna stop her and we're gonna speak in between what she's saying, right? First off, I want to say demons in disguise. It's a reason why these women wear so much makeup. It's a reason why these women hide behind all these extra essential things that they put onto their body, because these are demons in disguise. That's first and foremost. So when you look at this young woman and you think that she's pretty and all of that, just understand that the devil, Lucifer, was the most beautifulest angel in heaven. Satan, Lucifer, was the most beautifulest angel in heaven. And this angel had the most beautiful voice. All right? So this is a demon in disguise, first and foremost. And secondly, You know, nobody is speaking bad or ill of the baby. The baby is innocent in this situation. These type of women always deflect and say, oh, you ain't gonna talk about my baby. We not talking about the baby. We talking about you, shorty. We not talking, let's move, like the baby, don't worry about it. We talking about you, all right? So I gotta defend, no, you ain't gotta defend the baby. You defending yourself from the Jezebel accusations, from the extortion, all right? The extortion ring you just tried to commit, all right? So keep in mind that these women are devils and these women are demons dressed up nice and neat for you to fall into the pits of hell with them. Big salute to the chat. Go ahead and talk, shorty. Go ahead and run your, go ahead.
I remember when Trump wanted to push laws banning the rights to abortion. And I remember how women came together and they protest. And you got dressed in jerry beads, and some of you went down in panties and bras and trench coats and was like, this is my body, this is my choice, okay? But the second a woman makes the decision, and I'm not even sure if it's a woman or if maybe, well, I know I'm probably getting this attention because of who I am and who I am attached to.
Okay. That is something I see happens a lot as well. We never know you women until you are attached to us. Okay, so you know, nobody knew you. Nobody knew you, shorty. Like you just like all y'all look the same with the same contour makeup, the same yacky weave, the same goddamn eyelashes, the same lip. Y'all all look the same. Nobody knows you. Nobody. Shaquille O'Neal, we didn't know his wife until she married Shaq. We don't know you. All right, so until men start really standing on their business, and that's why I always tell you, these are demons in disguise. Until we can look at women for what they are and they present themselves, it's a shortage on real women. That's why when you run across a real woman, you got to hold on to that, because 99.9% of these women are demons in disguise. They are demonic spirits roaming this earth, looking to, you know, yeah. I'm telling you, son, right? And when you think like that and you look at this woman now, listen to what I said, and then look at this woman and listen to her talk, and look how demonic she looked. Look at her for real and look past all that makeup. Y'all women all look the same. Y'all all put all that contour makeup on your nose and shit. Y'all all look the same, shorty. We did not know you. And listen again, this is on all levels. This ain't just basketball players. I'm talking, listen, hard-working men, construction workers, government workers, truck drivers, men that get up and make money every day. Men that, if a woman know that you are a reliable, one thing you gonna do is have a job. One thing you gonna do is go to work. They will literally trap you in. Go into that kitchen, go into that motherfucking bathroom and get that condom. Demons in disguise. Big salute to the chat. Run the likes up to 100.
But just generally speaking, the second a woman decides to make the decision about her body and her child, y'all turn into weirdos.
I gotta stop her again. It's not your child. It's your body, but it's not your child. Let me give y'all some game on this. Men, we create life. Women incubate life. Women are powerful. Women turn a liquid to a solid. But women don't create life. The sperm is the life form. The liquid is alive. Your body only incubates like an oven. It only bakes the sperm. Your women, let me tell y'all something. Your eggs are dead until we put sperm to it. Your eggs lay dormant. Listen to me. Let me give y'all some game, women, respectfully. Your eggs lay dormant. Your eggs are dead until we inject life. Now, why are you saying that, grown man? Let me tell you the facts. That's why y'all have periods. Because if we do not impregnate you with life, your eggs are dead. Your body has to flush the death out. That's why y'all bleed so much. That's why y'all have that menstrual cycle. That's why that's why every month y'all gotta bleed that dead egg out. Because if I don't put life in there, if I don't, like a spark plug, if I don't give you life, your eggs are dead and they have to be flushed out. So it was never your baby. We have XY chroma. I think y'all only have X or y'all only have Y. The baby, listen, ask your doctor. No, it's not 50-50. Ask your doctor, what blood type do you have? Everybody has their dad's blood type. You don't have the life come from your dad. My daughters are shaped just like me. Physique. My daughters ain't built like they mothers. My youngest daughter is a track star. She is faster than goddamn Sha'Carri Richardson. She didn't get that from her mother. You understand? Your body is produced. Your body it's death. Eggs have no use. And that's why y'all run out of eggs, and that's why we never run out of sperm. All right, so I just wanted to give y'all that game real quick. It's a reason why y'all go through menopause and y'all run out of eggs. And it's a reason why at 75 years old, I got life in my nutsack. I can produce babies. We create life. Y'all incubate it. All right, big salute to the chat. Run them likes up. I need 100 in here.
Want a man to tell you what to do with your body or not? Do you want the right or not? I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into the situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and have a nice body.
You know, I'm going to speak on this because it has to be spoken on. Because the majority of these women really believe this. You are viewed in the light that you are viewed in because we can see you clearly for what you are. It has nothing to do with your looks and it has nothing to do with your body. I am viewed like this because I have a nice body and I'm a beautiful. No, you are viewed like this because you are an extortionist. You kept a baby that man said he didn't want. Then you moved to California just to have the baby in hopes on getting more money. Yo, on a lower level, right? These females will get pregnant, start the child support paper, right? Quit their job or work a job where they know they're not making that much money so that when the process goes through and they compare their money to your money, they get more money because you make so much more than them at the time that it's a whole Ponzi scheme. This shit is a pyramid scheme. This is an extortion racket. All right, so it has nothing to do with your look, shorty, because when you come out of that makeup and you take those eyelashes off and you take that couture, goddamn, all that shit off your face, and then you take all that weave out your hair, shorty, we wouldn't even recognize you. We won't even recognize you if you took all that shit off. So, I don't know if women are not living in reality. I mean, even what they look at in the mirror, this woman is sleeping with this makeup on. She's going to go to sleep with this contour makeup on. And then she's going to look in the mirror and say, bruh, y'all are not even living in reality. Y'all are not even looking at your actual face. All right? Has nothing to do with what you look like. We don't even know what you look like. We don't know who you are if you take that shit off your face. I'm talking these motherfuckers is wearing belly wraps and shit. Well, there's a motherfucking shit they wrap around their belly. We think you got a six-pack under there. You take that goddamn wrap off and you're built like goddamn Rick Ross and all that. Well, what's you know what I'm talking about? You take off the goddamn waist trainer and you're built like a sack of laundry. See? Yeah. Women are not living in reality, and it's time that men, we have to say this. Shorty, you are built like a sack of trash, a sack of laundry. Your body look like I just came from the laundromat. But you got a waist trainer on, and you think you really look like that. Demons in disguise, my G. Demons. Salute to the chat. Run them likes up. I need 100 likes in here.
And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. And now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there is no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. You guys, it's no allegations at all. I don't.
Okay. Let me show y'all let's see what the young boy talking about. Big salute to the chat. Now the young boy, he wilding out. The young boy living his life, he having a good time. At the end of the day, right? This guy's successful. These people are living their lives. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But what you gotta understand is it's a conversation that's being had. And that's really all it is. It's a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It has to be brought to the forefront. Right? Now, he paid Shorty out $1 million. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I hope and pray that $1 million is used very strategically and she multiplies that to a 20 million, 100 million. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully she's able to take that situation and provide for her daughter and go to the next level. You know what I mean? It's never no hate in the situation. It ain't, oh, yo, bro, nah, ain't nobody been hurt. But we've all been exposed to these things. We all know somebody. If we haven't been through it, we know somebody close to us that has gone through it. And it has to be said. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got little brothers. Y'all got sons. Y'all got nephews. That somebody in due time, if not given the right game, is going to call your son a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? It's going to try to. So we have to put this game out there. I already understood how it's going to be taken because this is something that is not being said out loud. Men have these conversations in the barbershop. Men have these conversations amongst men. But we are at a time and place in history where men have a platform to actually talk about it. Nothing I said was wrong. Yo, that contour makeup is, every fucking girl on Instagram is wearing the same contour makeup. Let me give y'all some game before I go forward, right? When I was young, Women were more natural. We were able to see, it was like a natural thing. Women didn't wear a lot of makeup. They didn't wear a lot of weave. It was more natural. It's like Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah, old Jada Pickett, you know, the 90s actresses, if you go back, you can see how natural they were. But I want to give you some game. Back in the day, these Rainbow Coalition men were called drag queens. And I can remember like RuPaul, right? A drag queen. The drag queens used to wear the contour makeup so that they could look like a woman. They would wear like this it used to be scary to me when I would see like drag queens on TV. I used to be scared of them because it was like so much makeup. That shit looked like a clown or a demon or something. So I used to be scared of like drag queens, right? Women now wear the same makeup that the drag queens used to wear. Women now are wearing that same RuPaul makeup type shit. So I'm not, I gotta keep it 100. It's a false sense of reality. That same woman, like, yo, I look good and I attract these type of men. Yeah, in this world, on this realm, we are here and we are going to be tempted by the devil. We are going to be tempted by demons. We have free will in this realm. So, even when you hear a woman say, I attract these type of men, and you got people in the chat like, well, these dudes is still running up in them. Yeah, because it takes some time and some discernment and some patience and some discipline. We got to learn these things, these morals and these qualities like discipline, discernment, right? Patience. Once we learn these type of things, it's harder for these demons to lock us in. It's harder for these demons to prey on us. But when you young, you don't have discipline. When you young, you don't have discernment. When you young, you don't have no patience. You out there. And it's easier for these type of demons to get to attach themselves to you. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. Big salute to the chat. I just felt the need to speak on this. I had a lot of people asking me about this particular situation, and Anthony Edwards did exactly what he was supposed to do. He paid out, he cashed out. Now, if you ain't getting money like Anthony Edwards, you're gonna be paying for the next 18 to 21 years of your life. Now, understand this. You're going to go through the years where you feel like you're being taken advantage of. You're going to go through it's going to be all those different mixed emotions because, bruh, it's a different feeling when, imagine this. Imagine a female being taken advantage of by a man and then getting pregnant and then having to have the baby. Imagine if a man grapes a woman, right? And then she gets pregnant by the man who graped her, and then she has the baby and has to take care of it and has to pay for it. It's that same feeling for a man that is taken advantage of, like that girl tried to do Drake. And then now we have to take care and we have to provide. And, Anthony Edwards is on another level because he don't want nothing to do with the baby or the mama. He said, fuck everybody. What they say out there, fuck them kids. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Edwards took that shit and made it a reality. He said, fuck them kids in real life. Most of us say, you know what? We just end up paying and we just thug it out for the next 18 years and we just pay the money. You know what I mean? And we just do what we got to do to get out of that. And then, everything is temporary. Everything is temporary in life. Nothing lasts forever. You understand what I'm saying? So, understand that when you paying that child support, when you feel like you're being taken advantage of, when these things, because men have emotions too. Men are, men, we have feelings, bro. We have emotions. We have ups and downs. We have trials and tribulations. So, everybody looks over that. Nobody gives a fuck how you feel as a man after you turn 18. Nobody cares what you're going through. Nobody cares if you are hurting or if you're not hurting. Nobody really cares. So as a grown man, I'm gonna speak to that. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't on Anthony Edwards' level, you need to be cautious. You need to be aware. You need to understand that just because you are not a rapper, or you are not an athlete, and you're not making millions of dollars, it's still women out here that will attach themselves to you with the baby. They will have a baby that you do not want. You understand what I'm saying? To have that attachment. And if this was another live stream, I could talk to women about men that do that. Because you already know it's women that's, in the chat, or it's women that's watching this live stream right now and saying, well, men do the same thing and men do this and men do that. Well, right now, we're not talking about what men do. We talking about what women do. We talking about deadbeat. Yo, that shit is nasty work. Yeah. Yeah. Some got people like, gonna feel like, oh, you're degrading. Nah, when a grown man is talking, sometimes you're not gonna like how it sounds. You're not gonna like what you're hearing. But if you take your feelings out of it, if you take your emotions out of it, and you think with logic, right? You will say to yourself, first off, he ain't even talking about queens. Ain't no queen gonna do what this young lady did. Ain't no queen gonna do what this demon in disguise did. Ain't no queen gonna do that. So if you take your emotions and your feelings out the situation, you already would know that I ain't talking to the queens out there. Salute to Miss Lovelace. Yeah. Salute to Miss Lovelace. Salute to Nicole Fontaine. Salute to the queens in the chat. I ain't talking about no motherfucking queens, little homie. Yeah, I ain't talking to no queens. But see, when you get a simp in it, respectfully, every man ain't a man. Just because every man ain't a man. Every male ain't, you might be a male, but you ain't a man, homie. Oh, don't talk to the queens like that. Hey, man, nigga, pull your skirt up. Pull your skirt up. Take the billion out your name and pull your skirt up. Pull your thong up. Your ass is showing. I'm just here to tell you, little homie, pull your thong up because your ass is showing. Yo, you don't need to talk to the queens. Well, I'm talking to you now. You and your boyfriend, Saucy Santana, need to pull your skirt up. Take the billion out your name. It ain't nothing billion about you. I'm talking to you right now. How about that? Huh? Since you want the attention of a grown man on grown man business, since you speaking up for these demons in disguise, I'm talking to you right now. Pull your skirt up. Come over here with your demure voice and all that, with your soft ass fingers typing all in the chat. I don't mind you typing in the chat. Go lay some bricks or something. Go do some goddamn plumber work. Go out there in the world and get some callus on your fingers before you start typing in my chat. With your hoe ass. You a whole hoe out here, boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with you today. Fuck it. You subscribe to the channel? You in the chat? Huh? Your Twitter fingering and all that? You did right. Pull your goddamn Fashion Nova skirt up. Pull your thong up. Want to see that shit over here, nigga? With your soft ass fingers all in the chat. His fingers, nigga, just soft ass fingers and all that. Yeah, your fingers softer than goddamn Dollar Tree cotton, typing all on you with your soft ass hands and all that. Yo, don't talk to the queen. And get your whole ass out of here. Get your whole ass to the back. Oh, don't talk to the queens like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, what? A queen, hey, but you don't know what a queen is. Yeah, I just wanted to do that. That is a beautiful Friday. You left the doors open. You came all in the chat with your soft ass fingers. So I'm gonna give you some attention. I'm gonna give you some attention with your whole ass. Salute to you though. Appreciate the engagement. Again, man, I'm gonna close with this, man. We gotta start looking at these women for what they are. Let me tell you, you know, why you think it's a coincidence, right? That women just out of nowhere started wearing a shitload of makeup. You think it's a coincidence? You think, you gotta ask yourself, where did this come from? Where did this really come from? Like, where did the change shift from Aaliyah, Jada Pickett, these beautiful natural women to BBLs and contour makeup and wigs and weave and, eyelashes and all this extra shit? You never ask yourself where that came from. You never ask yourself, why did that happen? Right? I'm here to tell you that women were beginning to, no, not even the industry. Nah, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than rap, right? Women were beginning, as men, we were beginning to see the demon in disguise. You got Jada Pickett, you got all these different women, these natural, beautiful women, right? And RIP to Aaliyah, she didn't live long enough, right? But like, let's use Jada Pickett, right? She used to have like this natural, shortcut, beautiful woman, right? And in due time, we were able to see that Jada Pickett Smith was a demon in disguise. This beautiful woman that we thought was like so just like a rose and just a diamond, right? August Alsina was blowing her back out. She was having sex with her son. All these different things, right? And we were starting to be able to see the demon in disguise. And then here comes the extra makeup. Here comes all of the weave. Here comes the lashes. Because women know what I'm saying is true. They know, oh shit, GMB can see us. Oh my God. Like, so next thing you know, they're trying to hide the demon. We need more makeup, more makeup. These guys are beginning to see that we are going to marry them and divorce them and take their money. More makeup, more makeup. These guys are starting to see that we are impersonating queens. We are acting as if we are wives. We are acting as if we are mothers, and we are having babies, and we are extorting these men. These guys can see us. Hey, put more weave on, please. I need more weave, bitch. Hey, more makeup. Do it on my face. Oh, but put makeup on my neck. I need more makeup. Give me a waist trainer. Gluttony. You know what gluttony is? That's a fucking sin. This same woman to go home and get in her bed with cookies, Doritos, brownies, soda, and eat all that shit. And then when she come out, she'll put a waist trainer on and hide that big ass gut. Hide that goddamn laundry bag she got under her shirt right there. A whole laundry bag. Demons in disguise. So nobody really could pinpoint where it came from. They say, oh, it's the industry, or they say, men, we did it because men like that. And the whole time as men, we're telling women, we don't like that wig. Shorty, I know that that's a wig. That little piece right there, shorty, I can tell that that's a fucking wig. But you wear it anyway. Witchcraft. Witchcraft. Demons in disguise. It had nothing to do with men. It had nothing to do with the shit that we asked for. We wanted natural women. We said, yo, Aaliyah, Jada, 90s actress, that's what we into. But to make us fall to temptation, they needed more witchcraft, more makeup, more eyelashes, more lip gloss, more hair wigs, and more units, and more weave. And when it started? Oh, we having a conversation today. Big salute to the chat. You got to be an 80s baby to remember this, but it started with eye contacts. Women, baby, I'm sorry I'm giving up the game today. I'm sorry that I have to speak to this message. Fellas in the chat, do y'all remember when women started wearing those hazel, those green, and those blue them weird ass eye contacts when we was in high school. Fellas, do y'all remember when you used to look at or talk to a female with those eye contacts, how it used to make you feel? It was like talking to a demon. It was like talking, like, I remember how I used to feel when a female had those hazel eye contacts in, like on your eye, and we talking and I'm like looking at you, but it would make me feel weird. Like, what the fuck am I, you know what I'm saying? Oh, these green eye contacts, or these is like hazel eye contacts. They're blue, they're this, they're that. And I would be like, there was like gray eye contacts. It was always a weird feeling that I got on the inside when I would talk to women with those eye contacts. You understand? But at that age, I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't know that downloads was downloading. I just knew that it was always a weird energy when I was talking. It was witchcraft being used. Because, you know, a lot of us men can see the whore in you. We can see the demon in you. We can see the Jezebel in you. We started being able to see what you was. Now you got eye contacts. You're shielding the windows to the soul. You're stopping us from being able to look into the whore in you. And we're being stopped with these green eye contacts that you got on. It's witchcraft. So when a woman, now when you look at these women, now when you talk to these women and you see,
So guys,
look,
I have been purposely staying off the internet.
Look. Look at the flawlessness in the makeup. Look at the arch in the eyebrow and understand these are all tactics in witchcraft to make you not be able to look into her. And by the time you know it, you done came in her. She's now going to, a demon is having your baby. Or before you know it, you done had sex with her, you done went to sleep, and she done went in the bathroom and took that turkey baster and shoved that come up in that wolf pussy, and now you in trouble. I'm going to end with this. And big salute to the chat. Postnut syndrome. Youngster, this is going to kind of wrap up everything I've been saying, right? After you look at that makeup, after you look into those contacts, and you are under a spell with that witchcraft, after you have sex and you bust that nut, it's called postnut syndrome. This is why after you bust that nut and then you look at that same woman, she don't look the same. That, to my fellas in the chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. Even to my women, y'all feel like after y'all have sex with a man, he don't treat you the same. Oh, now you acting different. I done gave you this wolf pussy, and now you ain't answering your calls. You ain't acting the same. You acting different. You ain't, yeah, because after we have sex and we bust that nut, you do. Now the spell has left. Now the spell, the witchcraft is now completed. After we bust that nut, the witchcraft is not, we are not under a spell anymore. And now we can see that big ass wig you got on your head right there, shorty. Now, all of a sudden, after we bust that nut, we can see the tracks and shit all on your head with the glue on it and all that right there, shorty. After we bust that nut, that goddamn couture makeup ain't looking the same. It don't feel the same, shorty. After we bust that nut, you don't look. Now we can see you for who you are. And now we want your ass to get in that Uber and get up out of here. After we bust that nut, you want to cuddle and all that. Now we don't want, shorty, get up off of me, shorty. Don't touch me. And that famous question, what you about to do? You know that famous question after you bust that nut? You done came down off that spell, that witchcraft, and you say to yourself, hey, shorty, what you about to do? You know what I'm talking about. You know, it's witchcraft. You are a demon in disguise. This is why you won't even come out the house. You won't even go to the grocery store without your goddamn disguise on right there. You won't even come out the grocery store without that mask. It's Halloween time right there. You won't even look, all that goddamn dog fur you got in your hair right there. Post-nut syndrome is a real thing. This is why when you ask yourself, what are the benefits of marriage? Well, when you marry your wife, right, and you really love your wife, the post-nut syndrome, you don't have it anymore. You can have sex with your wife, and when y'all get finished, y'all could watch a movie together. Y'all could watch Netflix. Y'all might smoke some herb. Y'all might lay together. You know, you want to hold your wife after you bust her back out real quick, knock her down for the night. Y'all want to rub feet together. You and your wife, y'all gonna rub feet together after you bust that nut. But when you laying down with a demon, I'm talking when you lay down with a demon and you bust that nut, you don't even want to talk afterwards. What you about to do, shorty? Oh, I thought I would just stay here. No. I got to get up early for work. I can't have you stay. You know, yeah, shorty, I got to get up extra early for work in the morning. What you about to do? What you need, an Uber or something? I'm going to call your Uber. You need gas money, baby. I got some. Take that. I got $40. Put that in your gas tank. But the real question is, what you about to do, shorty? Women, this is the reason why men act different after y'all give up the cootie. After that wolf pussy, and we done split that wolf pussy down the middle, and we done had a good time, and you done gave up that wolf pussy. Now all of a sudden, we ain't answering the phone no more. Now all of a sudden, we was at work when you called us. Now all of a sudden, we got things to do. The text messages is a little bit slow after we done split that wolf pussy down the middle. It's because we have post-nut syndrome. Oh, hey, fellas, tell the world. The downloads are downloading. Listen to me. Run them likes up. The downloads are, listen to me. You ever look at that wig after you knock that goddamn wig around for a couple of hours? Fellas, I'm sorry. I gotta tell everybody. I done told everybody what I'm talking. I gotta tell the people in the chat. You ever look at that wig after you done knocked that back out for about 1 or 2 hours? You ever looked at that goddamn lace front? Every man in this chat know how it feel to knock that yaki weave around for about 2 hours, and then we looking, and that yak, we can see all the goddamn track glue all up under that yaki weave right there. That's yaki? What you got, Remy? What you got, Indian Remy right there? What kind of weave is that? You got yaki in there? Well, you got Indian Remy? Oh, why you say that? Bitch, I can see all the glue up under there with the Indian Remy. Now, when we was talking and you had that witchcraft spell, or I couldn't see the glue. It looked like that. Look. You can't see the glue. Look. But when you knock that back out for about 2 hours, that goddamn weave don't look like that no more. Yeah, you get the look, and you, bitch, goddamn, the glue and shit, and all that shit y'all use on your forehead to glue it down and secure the unit. We done knocked all that shit out of place. What you about to do, shorty? Shorty, I don't want to talk. No, don't worry. I don't need you. What you about to do? It's called post-nut syndrome. And every man in this live chat, 165 people in here, every man know how it feel to blow your back out, and then after we get finished and all that's finished, and we done came down and we done got level-minded, and then we look at you and we say, what the fuck was I thinking? Oh, why would, oh, you got makeup all over your goddamn pillow. You ever put her face in that pillow? Yeah, face down, ass up. You done shoved her face all in that goddamn pillow. You done blew her back out. And then after it's all said and done, the couture is on the pillow. Bitch, I didn't know you had an acne problem. Look, 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 look. Look. Bitch, I didn't know you had eczema all over your goddamn face. I didn't know you had black marks all over your goddamn face until I put your face in a pillow. Face down and your ass was up, blew out your back. Now you're looking, you ain't looking, like Young Miami no more. You looking like Dade County. Yeah, you ain't looking like Young Miami. You looking like a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I didn't know you was from Tampa Bay. I thought you was from Miami. It's called post-nut syndrome. And when you are under the spell of that witchcraft, young man, you don't know what you're doing. You're lost. You're lost in the sauce. But we all know how it feel to blow your back out, come down up off that witchcraft, and feel like we got to ask you a question. What you about to do? Big salute to the chat. Yeah, man. Nasty work. Big salute to Anthony Edwards for standing on that business. Big salute to Anthony Edwards, man. I respect what you did, homie. Pay you out in cash out. It's an extortion racket going on in America. It's called child support. It's called child support. The government is getting incentives, and the state gets incentives for putting you on child support. Women, they're locking in. You got to understand that it's extortion. It's bigger than Big U. It's bigger than checking in. The only extortion racket that's bigger than checking in is called child support. But if you were so happen to get into, before you get locked into that extortion racket, before you let a woman take advantage of you for the next 18 years of your life, understand that it's witchcraft being put over you. It's a spell that's being cast over you. And after you put that work in, after you blow her back out, when it's face down, it's ass up, it's called post-nut syndrome. And this is what happens when you blow her back out. Y'all get finished and you done put all that work in. You've been sweating for 2 hours, and now you realize that the couture makeup is on your pillow and she got eczema all over her face, but you didn't know that. Fuck it. Let me find something. I want to show you a demon in disguise, young fellas. Fuck it. We already in here. You already at the big house. Hit the like button. 133 people, 133 likes. I like that. You see how the universe work? You peep that right there, 133 to 133? Yeah, I peeped that. Let me show you something. Watch this. Watch this. Before we leave, young man, I want to show you something. Watch this. Watch this, brother. Oh, I think I'm going to be able to. Oh. Watch this. All right, we're going to get up out of here. I got shit to do. Watch this. Big salute. Look at this. Look at this. Before post-nut syndrome, after post-nut syndrome. Demon in disguise. That is a demon in disguise. Yeah. Look. So when you're blowing the back out, that's how she looked. And after you come down, look, 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 look. That is a demon in disguise. Look, look, look. That is a demon in disguise. And I don't care how you feel about it. I'm going to show you exactly what we are dealing with. Look, look, look. Look. That's Tyra Banks right there. Look. Demons in disguise. That's Tyra Banks, man. You out your god. That's black magic. That's witchcraft. That ain't fake, homie. That's real right there. Look. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Before you get caught up in this extortion racket, man, understand what you're looking at. And I'm gonna close off with this. Salute to all the real women out there. Salute to the queens, the real queens out there. Salute to the women that understand what I'm saying is real. Salute to the women out there that are not going to become defensive because they understand, yo, he ain't lying, homie. You know, I don't get down like that, but I got shorties, I got friends, I got people, I know people that get down like that, and he ain't lying, homie. That man is telling the absolute truth. Salute to the wives out there, the real women, the real wives out there. You know, they're going to tell you not to get married. They're going to try to deter you. They're going to try to distract you from finding a real woman, and then you're going to have to fuck around with these demons for the rest of your life. That's why they tell you, oh, man, ain't nothing wrong. Hey, man, why would you do that? You ain't got to get married. Yeah, don't play around with this. Find a real woman. Make sure she is what she is supposed to be, and then you marry her. But understand that 99.9% are demons in disguise. Big salute to the chat, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You do know what I suggest, and I suggest that you tap in. Listen, I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. I'm going to give you this game straight, dope, straight, raw, pure. No extras, man. We not stepping on this dope. It's no fentanyl. It's no baking soda. It's no quinine. We don't mix it with nothing. I don't even put this dope in the pot. I ain't like Young Jeezy. I ain't water whipping the dope. I'm giving it to you straight off the brick into the bottles. So I don't need a stove. I don't need Pyrex jars. I don't need spoons and all that. I get the brick and I put it in the bottle and I give it directly to you. That's it. That's why you love me. All right? Big salute to my barber, man. You know, my barber, he be doing his thing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to my barber and all that. We gonna have a conversation, man. Barbers, I got something I need to talk to y'all about, but we'll do that another time. Um, is what it is. It'll be what it's gonna be. You know, we are growing this channel organically. We are approaching 40,000 subscribers. Miss Love Lace, I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate that 20-piece nugget at all times. And you know, yeah. Appreciate that 20-piece nugget. You're highly welcome. We're not gonna stop. You understand what I'm saying? I'm surprised you ain't got a wrench. I gotta give you a wrench. I'm surprised you ain't got a wrench. I thought I gave you one already. I'm gonna lock you in. Yeah. Big salute to the chat, man. You know, it's something that needed to be said, man. You know, I don't have no problem holding men accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you got to know something. The game has to be given so that you can be held accountable as men. Now that I done told you this, now that I done gave you the game, when you go out there and you lay down with that young lady and you come in her and she take advantage of you and she rape you for the next 18 to 21 years of your money, you can't say Grown Man Business TV ain't give you that game. Only women and children can be careless. Men, we don't get that option to be careless. So if you didn't know this was going on, I told you. I gave you this game. Now, if you go out there and you play ball and you goddamn whoop, and this happened to you, then it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. I got to take the women and I got to take them out the equation and we got to look at you as men. But I understand and I realize that a lot of men do not understand this is happening. A lot of men think this only applies to basketball players, rappers, and football players. But what I'm here to tell you is, yeah, homie, you got a job. You work on the naval base. You a longshoreman. You a truck driver. You a government official. You a police officer. You somebody that is going to go to work every day. You have a good quality of going to work every day and making your money. It's a female out there that will attach herself to you and put your ass on child support and get a piece of that money for the next 8. She will have a whole baby just to attach to that money. Respectfully. Now that you know that, it don't just apply to athletes. It don't just apply to rappers. It don't just apply to millionaires. It applies to you, homie. It applies to you. You a good man. You a good dude. You a hard worker. It applies to you construction workers. It applies to you dudes. It applies to every man that stands on grown man business. It is multiple women out there that will attach themselves to you. Now that I'm telling you this, apply it to your life, homie. But if you go out there and you play ball and you play games and you still jump in the same pot I told you not to jump in, you got to take accountability. So I have no problem holding men to the fire, but that's why I got to double back and we have to talk about deadbeat mothers. We can't always talk about deadbeat fathers. We got to talk about extortionists, opportunists, women. Big salute to the chat. You already know what time it is. You know, big salute, man. I love this shit. You know what I mean? So, you already know how we giving it up, man. Big salute to the chat. Where you at? I don't know where. Where you at, Miss Lovely? I don't know how you ain't already. We gonna lock you in. Yeah. We gonna lock you in. Miss Lovelace. Yeah. I don't know why I don't know how you ain't had a wrench already, but you definitely already wrenched up, Miss Lovelace. Salute to the chat. You know what I mean? Welcome to that wrench gang. You know what I mean? You know, one thing for sure, two things for certain. You gonna know something. When you a real big dog and you a grown man, one of the first things you gonna do is you gonna surround yourself with queens, homie. When you a king, you only gonna surround yourself with queens. You only gonna surround yourself with grown women, real women. You understand? So if the shoe don't fit, you ain't even gotta worry about it. The women in my chat, what? They only here because they are women. They only here around a grown man, listening to a grown man speak because they are queens. They are women. So they hear me talking. They not going to say, nah, we can have dialogue. We can go back and forth, but they respect when a man is talking the same way I respect when a woman is giving her opinion about something. A woman, we ain't listening to Jezebels. We ain't listening to whores. We ain't listening to prostitutes. We ain't listening to none of that. We ain't listening to Sexy Red. I ain't trying to hear what Glorilla's saying with the moose knuckle and all that, respectfully. You know what I mean? It's a lot of good qualities about Glorilla. I like Glorilla, but we ain't listening to your opinion on none of that. Yeah, Glow, we ain't listening to y'all. I respect your workout routine though. I love that. I ain't gonna lie. The moose knuckle and all that, I ain't even got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker, I ain't got a problem with it. I just spoke down on the moose knuckle, but I ain't gonna lie. I ain't got a problem with that moose knuckle, Glow. But the shit you be talking about, we ain't taking no advice, no queen. You ain't got no queendom advice. You need some more experience. We ain't listening to Sexy Red. We listening to real women, queens, grown women. And I salute y'all. Yeah. I salute y'all. And I'm gonna say this too. I love y'all. As a black man, I'm gonna protect y'all. Black, when it come to black women, black queens, black women, black real grown women, I love y'all and I respect y'all and I'm gonna protect y'all. If we ever in the same vicinity and something go down and we make eye contact and I see the woman in you, because I'm gonna be able to see the woman in you in the eye contact. Ain't nobody putting their hands on you when I'm in there. Ain't nothing going down. It ain't a white man on the face of the earth gonna be able to do nothing. If I'm in the same building or if I'm staying, yeah. It happens all the time. I'm gonna leave with this, but it happens all the time where I'm somewhere, I could be in a bank, I could be anywhere, right? And it's white people are around and it might be a black woman in there. And I might be the only black man in there. And we'll make eye contact because, we look around and, she sees me and, I give the nod, you know what I'm saying? Give the nod. And that's a confirmation that I'm a man. I'm not Saucy Santana. I'm not Lil Nas X. I'm a grown ass man on business. I stand, my back is straight. I speak with authority. So it's all it takes is the eye contact and a nod. But if you in there, you got your ass out and you talking loud and I might not, I ain't got nothing to do with that, shorty. You gotta handle that. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. Make sure you are locked into the Realest channel on YouTube. We going live again tonight. If not tonight, we going live tomorrow for sure. All right? So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in. You can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.